Alright, we are back for war number 10 and we are up against Salty. We know we're going to have to bring our A game. Apologies, this is a really long video for 6 fights. There's just some fights in here that are flawless. You're like, man, okay, this guy's not a bad Masters player. And then there's going to be fights like, why is he not kicked? Why do they keep him? And trust me, I ask myself the same questions, but they don't do it, so I'm not going to tempt fate. Now, in Section 1, I am splitting a path. I split it with Heck. That's the homie. So I'm up against this spot, and this is one of those fights where, if the right people see it, I just might get kicked. And I've done this fight. It's not a hard fight. I go in Uru, so the ruptures ain't going to do nothing to me. He's not going to do a whole lot to me. And the nodes aren't really important to spot. Like in this fight, they're not really important. I throw on a special one, that way I can get ramped quicker. That's the plan. It doesn't matter whatever plan I went in with, I'm about to fuck it up. Yeah, this was not a great... Yeah, I ended up, night one, Heck cleared me, which was great. And early that morning, and I'm like, man, I'm going to get my fights knocked out. So that way he can, move freely as he needs throughout the day, because I knew I wasn't going to take my other fights that night. So we get into it. And, it starts off, look how quick. In one combo, he's already at 5. This is CC's defender. He was the one that killed me with Adam Warlock, and I swear his defenders are out to kill me every time. I'm telling you, I might have to stop fighting his defenders. But, it's fine. We triggered the untouchable, whatever. We get his L1 dex, and I'm like, oh, since I just did it, I'll do it again. Wrong. And you're going to see my form fell off there. It won't be the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. But I'm trying to counter L1 to put his spots on a cooldown, and I'm not doing a very good job at all. I did good with the first time to build my confidence up, and it's been terrible ever since. So now he got to 5. I go in and trigger it right there. And I'm like, all right, let's just wait it out. Form's falling off. That's fine. We're just going to wait it out. Okay, here we go. Now we're back. I'm a minute 15 in. He's about halfway. Whatever. So we get our form going back. Did I push him to an L2? I was trying to bait it right here, and he really wasn't wanting to throw it. And yeah, I thought I pushed him to the L2. I just got the impatience got the better of me. And he goes from 3 to 5 right as he throws it, which is awesome. So now I had to trigger it and, take a little damage along the way. But all right, we wait it out. So we lost our form again. So we throw the L1. Okay. Are we going to do it this time? We're going to do it. Oh, there it is. There it is. For all the people who said I couldn't do it. And at this point, I just want him to die. I've still got a lot of health. And it's not bad, but I just want out. And right there, I was approaching it, and I was like, look, if we get unlucky again, we just got to get unlucky. I'm telling you, people who was watching it's going to see me come out of that fight and be like, okay, he did pretty good. No, I did not. At all. But I ain't gonna tell them that. I'm like, man, yeah, I crushed that. You see how much health I walked out with? Man, just a little block damage. That's it. Just played it safe, so I took the block damage. Don't you worry. And now we're going against another one of CC's defenders in this future Ant-Man. And there's gonna be some learning lessons in this one too. Yeah, this was not good morning for me. At all. I expected this to be a little bit longer of a fight with all the glancing. And in the notes, okay, it said just don't finish a 5-hit combo. That's what it said. Don't finish a 5-hit combo. I'm like, okay. Easy enough. whatever. It's got power focus too. I'm just gonna block the specials because that first little thing he shoots out of the L2, it catches me at times because I think I'm quick enough, but I'm not. So I'm like, look, I'm just gonna block them. You know, this war's already not starting off good. Not trying to make it worse. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna block all specials. You know, 1, 2, don't matter. Because if I mess up, the L2's gonna hurt bad. It just did, and I know that. So, we're gonna go in here, and I think I used an N-bone, yeah, for this one just to be safe, and like that's it. Just 4 hit combos, because the hazard shift will pause it. Now, as you can see, my L1's doing okay damage right now. You know, at this point, I'm like, okay, this fight might actually not be that bad. Not at all. Okay. Oh, okay, 30 seconds in, we're dropping 30%. And then right there, I go for a medium, light, medium, and it stuns me. And I'm like, oh my God. So, I don't know why that happened. So I don't do it again because I have no idea why it happened. So I build up charges, but I can't use them. Even though it did give me the invulnerability, it stunned me. So I'm like, okay, not going to do it again. But now he's building up all his charges, his glancing, and my damage is going down significantly. Look at that L1, no damage. All of it glanced. And that happens now that his charges are up every time I throw an L1. But I don't even see any numbers pop up because everything is glancing. Look at that. Nothing. Ooh, I did dex that L2. That was awfully bold of me. I had to have done that on accident. No way that was on purpose. So as you can tell, this fight got drug out. And I'm starting to get a little nervous at this point. I'm like, all right, you know, I got 3 minutes, so I know I got time. But I see that he's not going down as quick as he was or as quick as I would like. Okay, I'm getting a little bit on my L1s now, like 1 hit. So I start just going just combos, and I think like I might throw a special just to keep my form up, and that's really it. I think it's right here at this point. I stop focusing on specials as much and just do combos. Now I'll still throw it every now and then just for the form. And yeah, you can see at this point I've stopped. I'm like, look, we're going to the L3. Probably what I should have done to begin with, honestly. And the fight went much better. So that was bad strategy on my end. You know, I take the blame for that one. I feel like if I'd went to the L3, fight would have been a lot better. But I didn't. So, you saw what we dealt with. Now, I'm going to this void. This was the last fight I take this morning. After this void, I'm like, look, this is it till tonight. It's it. Now, of course, it's an ascended void, but I've taken void on these very similar nodes. It's hazard shift, shock, bleeds, and it's got one eye open, so I have to play it stun immune, which is fine. I got used to taking him on the old 26 with conflictor, so I'm very comfortable playing him stun immune, and that's basically all I got to watch out for, and just not do anything stupid. Which my track record this war not very high. Not very high. So I'll eventually hit the start button because it's a very hard button to press. And I don't like to press it, apparently. Like, press the button, buddy. Press it, press it, press it, press it, press it. Ah, you motherfucker. You know, okay. We've checked our boost. Okay, you gonna check the nodes? You want to check? Okay, finally. So we're going into the fight. And I almost power start one for this because I usually do. But I decided just to keep my invuln on just in case I hit a heavy, because I didn't have much faith in myself at this time. And again, looking back, I should have went to the L3, but I didn't. And I stuck to the L1s. So like right here, I used the L1 just to get that, hit the 30, get the debuff off me. There we go. We get one invulnerability up, so we should be getting a little more damage. Now at this point, I did block specials because I thought this was my last Absorbing Man fight. So I wasn't worried about how much health I come out with, because this was it for me. You know, I wasn't planning on taking another fight, which I'm still not losing. Oh well, I do lose a little bit there because I let one debuff, because he got very passive and my timing got way off. But it's fine. This is a slower fight than what it should have been. But at the end of the day, not much to worry about. Ooh, look at that parry. Whoops. Good thing I was smart enough not to do anything with it. There we go. We should get an invulnerability. No, still not. Okay. Right here? There we go. Okay, I knew it had to be. I thought surely it was somewhere in there. But these three fights, just, I don't know, man. I suck. But now there's a Morbius. And in the middle of the day, I got a message from an officer saying, hey, what do you think about this fight with Absorbing Man? So I dueled some. Got messed up by the glide, but I got it down. I was like, I can take it, if I need to. That's fine. I mean, so he dueled some more, and then we decided that I would take it. We just thought it was safer. He could have took it, and he'd have probably crushed it, but we thought that Absorbing Man was safer. So that's the one we went with. And as you can see, this is one of the few flawless fights, in case you're wondering. I took it in the middle of the day. I knew I was going to take my last two later in that night, but I wanted to get this one out of the way because I was feeling very confident in it. I had done my homework. I had done my research. I was ready to pass this test with flying colors, ace, be the first one to turn it in kind of thing. So it has hazard shift and it has conflictor. This is the old node 26. I don't know what it is now. I don't know what any of these new nodes are now. Have no idea. I could tell you a number, but I'd just be making it up and probably not right. So now the plan in here is I want to corner him, but I have to keep an eye on the glide. That's the dangerous part of this fight, is it's very easy to get caught by. And as you can see, I'm pushing him to the corner. Oh yeah, getting a little fancy in this one. Look at that heavy counter. Dex the L2. And yeah, this is how this fight's going to go. We just keep him in the corner. That way I don't have to worry about his glide as much, because it's when he's dashing in. So if he don't dash in, he ain't going to do it. I mean, I'm trying to make math simple here, because God knows I can't do it. I think I was trying to bait a heavy right here because I wanted to heavy into a special, but he kind of messed it up. And I do eventually get it. Now, I know I have the charges built up. I don't even convert them. I don't worry about it. I got in a good rhythm, and I just didn't want to interrupt that rhythm of the fight. So you'll see me. I'm at 600, but I will not ever convert them into invulnerabilities. Now, I could have. Oh, I am a liar. I did do it. I apologize. I don't know shit. I don't even know my own fights. You know what? I take everything back. You know what? I'll just send somebody else to commentate, because what do I know? Nothing. But now we go to our last two fights. And we're back to playing like dog water. Here we go. Yeah, dog water. Now, this is node 48. It has conflictor and something about prowess with the same hit or something. I put on Nova Flame and I'm using torch. I went into this fight probably more confident than I should have been. But I was like, look, it's a mystic and I have torch. I've got a wags. I mean, at this point, what could go wrong? Look, I mean, yeah, it's an ascended absorbing man, but he's already half dead in 30 seconds. Like, what could go wrong? Well, you're about to find out what can go wrong. Okay, see, that parry hurt. So that's getting me a little nervous. I'm like, all right, let's push him to the L2. That way he can't refine his form. But what do? Is take another parry accidentally, trying to bait the L2. And at this point, I'm like, oh, man. And he won't throw it. I'm like, bro, throw it. Just please, for the love of God, I need you to throw it. And he finally did. So I'm like, okay, well, now he's energy resistant. I'm like, okay, my damage not going to be as good now. But I knew I had the invuln. We're going straight to the L3. I know I can tank his. Not worried about it. I've got 3 hits. It's going to be fine. I'm hoping this kills. And thank God it does. Oh, no. This kills. My God, man. You know, this was yesterday when I took these fights. Yesterday. But now, I tank his L3 and the power stings from Nova Flames, those kill. Wow. Huh. I'm not very good at this. But now we move on to Photon, and at this point, I think this is my best one. It's flawless. It was my fastest time. This is my best Photon takedown this season. Now, I've also taken like 6 or 7 of them out of 10 wars. But this one is my best one. I think it's like a minute 10. Minute 9. I do change over to my skill boost, because I've got a very specific way I like to boost. And it's very important so you don't want too much power, but at the same time you don't want to get too little either. Because at that point it really drags out the fight. And of course I use the power start 1 just so I can get my L2 faster. If you're comfortable dexing her L1 and L2, the invuln is not as necessary. If you're not, use the invuln instead of the PS1. And it'll just take you a little bit longer to get to your L2. But you'll still get there perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to bait down a heavy just because it's what I like to do. Then we're going to put on the Intimidate and start building up our mixed emotions. Okay, now we're up to 20. Okay, so now we'll bait another heavy. And I'm going to trigger Infuriate just so she'll throw the L1. That's, going and get it out. Now we get to the L2. We're going to fire it off. And there we go. It didn't give me as much power as I would like, but it still gives me some room to work with, because I'm going to put Intimidate on again. And then we're going to build up charges. Now, you can wait to the second hit of the heavy to do the L2. I do the first one. It's just what I like to do. So we get our mixed emotions, hit her block, and fire it off. And now we're at another L2 again. And all we're going to do is fire it off, and she's dead. Game over. Now, that was my war. It was ugly, it was sloppy, mixed with a few good fights. We did lose. Salty had an amazing war, a good clear. They're a very good alliance. I wish them nothing but the best this season. They're in a race for first with GT. Excited to watch that play out. We had a few unfortunate deaths, but we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll see y'all in the next one.